We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hello, YDBT Daily coming at you. A little early because I want to be able to work on the Corvette the rest of the night. I almost have the blower off. Once I get the blower off, get the snout off, send it off to Kong, do the machining, put the hub in, put it back, ship it back, get it in, and I'm going to make that all one video. It's going to be a long process to make that particular video, so I want to give you a complete story. I don't want to just like, hey, I took the blower off, one video, then I put the blower back on, another video. No, I'm going to start making long format videos coming up and less frequently because I think that's where most of the story is. A lot of you guys want a beginning, middle, and an end, and I think I'm going to do that just to see how the YouTube community likes it. So today, we're going to talk about Ford stock plummeting. Like, guys, if the CEO is the top dog and the Ford stock is plummeted almost 50% in 1 year, who's going to be held responsible? At what point does Ford have a massive correction, or do they just blame it all on the stock market? Do they blame it all on things that are beyond their control? Or is it their plan to roll out EVs with profits from gas-powered vehicles? By the way, there's no profits. And that's taking a huge chunk out of their bottom line, and people are simply not buying it in droves. All of the negative press that they're getting, people like me giving you real talk about what the Ford F-150 Lightning is and their Mustang Mach-E really is, I think is really hurting their bottom line, and we'll talk about it. I'll show you a metric as to how that's going on. Also, a lot of people on Instagram are trying, look, this is how you know you've made it. When people are taking your words completely out of context and cutting off the most important part of the sentence that they're trying to put up on Instagram. Like, imagine you say, I hate Ford Mustang, and then you say, because they're untunable. And then someone cuts it off at the because they're untunable and says, look, Alex says he hates Ford Mustang. That's what's happening. So we talked about knock sensors. We talked about what I do with knock sensors on race applications with blowers on top of. Someone took that completely out of context and went ham on that, which is okay. I mean, at the end of the day, what are you going to do? And we're also going to talk the boost by gear stuff. A lot of people commented on the last live and they were talking about Ford can do, Cortex boost controller can do boost by gear. And I go, how does it know what gear it's in? So we'll talk about that really quick. Let's say hi to the people here and we'll get after. But before we do that, we also love to say thank you and hi to the sponsors here. That's right. We got 2 Auto Solution. Oh my Lord, I can't move. Jesus Christ. 2 Auto Solution, Calimer Transmission, Oh My God Cookies, and the Parts Farm. That's right. The Parts Farm, the title sponsor of the show. 2 Auto Solution, Calimer Transmission, and Oh My God Cookies are the other guys that support the show. I appreciate you guys very much because that's what's going to carry the show and allow me to do all the cool shit that buy cool cars, bring cool content is you guys, the members and the sponsors is the bulk of the money that this show makes. And I appreciate the ever living shit out of you people. Really, really do appreciate it. So we got Cluster BM, Harley Takwache Mode, Joel Ferd twice, Token, Paul H, Token again, Mac Attack, Jared Wells. What's up? I haven't seen him in a while. Douche did it. 2000 Matt 2011 GT, one of the mods. Says, good afternoon. Hope everyone had a good week. Tyler Smith, Monty 540, Kabi Coyote, Pepino 7up, Cito, Troger, Clean 93 GT, Brian D, Bill Morrison is in the house. Walter Hoffman, Brian D, JXJ, Gerardo, Anthony, Paul H, HTFU grad, Alexander R, Alexi B, Diego Morales, Donkey, Schmitty Smits, Blue Monkey, King Kale, Alexi B, Cito again, Vexis, Fresh Pasteles, Gonzo the Great, Isaiah Davalas, Alexander R, Hot Metal, OEM Spec, JD Swag, the other mod, Steven Coyote, Rape Ape, and John Bascour, Whippled 50, Eliza's S550, Osis Coyote, I haven't seen him in forever. Oh my God. Andrew Scott, the Baltic Bro, Arturo Mosillo, Chili 6-Speed, Jason BN, and the usual suspects, Desert 1320 in the house, pumping out good content. I love that channel. It's really good. I used to love Valley Racing Channel, whatever the hell it was called, but once I saw Desert 1320 stuff, I just kind of gravitated more towards his stuff. Tim Flash says, Alex, checking in. The 3-intake manifold is going on this weekend. I appreciate the hookup on that manifold. Oh, yes, I did end up sending the guy a manifold through Fat House. I don't know what happened to that. So supposedly, Fat House was supposed to be getting with me about used parts that they had laying around, especially manifolds for promotion. But I don't know. Maybe they fell off or they just didn't want to support a brother. Whatever. Either way, the door is still open because I respect the shit out of those people. Arturo Hermosillo has been a member 19 months and Tenardi Riley's been a member for 2 months. I appreciate you guys very much. A lot of OG in here tonight is right. Lots of OG people here. Ford sucks now. Let's begin with that. If you had a company that the year-to-date stock looked like this, you would absolutely be worried. You would be worried if your stock looked like this. In January, or on January 3rd, actually, let's do January 4th because let's do the peak. January 14th, it was $25.19. And today, October 14th, it is down to $11.67. Year-to-date dip of 46%. Now, why do you think that is? If every ball washer is out there telling you, oh, the S550 is going to be amazing. S650, sorry. The S650 is going to be amazing. Dual throttle bodies, dual cold airs, different design, revolutionary. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Stop it. Nobody believes you. The stock market is plunging. Oh, the stock is plunging. It is trash. Everyone's going to say, well, everyone is plunging, not like Ford. Ford was supposed to be one of the big three that was 100% immune to this stuff. And the Lightning is revolutionary and all this bullshit.
Take that, Elon Musk.
So now let's be honest. If you were Ford and you were on the board of Ford and you saw your stock get destroyed and your trucks made to look like your trucks made to look like shit because of their awful tow rating. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a GM fan either. GM's Hummer is a fucking joke too. And if your plan is to bolster the EV line with the profits from the petrol line, the gas guzzler line, the dinosaur burning line, and it's not happening, why? Because of your warranty repairs. That's right, guys. Ford's warranty payouts are like record high. There are way more, nothing like Volkswagen. Volkswagen takes the cake on that, in my opinion, maybe per capita, whatever you want to call it. But Ford's trying to bolster their EV line with the profits from their gas sales. And if the profits from the gas sales are garbage, then how are you going to bolster your EV line? And your EV line isn't that good. If you're going to go head to head between you and the king daddy of EV cars, which is just Tesla, sorry, it just is. I'm not a fanboy. I don't own one. But the moment the Cybertruck comes out, that's going to be a problem. You still don't have a car that competes with the Model 3, Ford. You still don't have a car that competes with the Model Y. If anything, Cadillac has a better Model Y competitor than Ford does with their Mach-E and Mach-E GT variant. So at what point does the board go, I'm done? I don't know what's going on with you, Farley.
Take that, Elon Musk.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're trying to pump up this false narrative of being badass, but the stock is absolutely tumbling off a cliff. And what are we going to do? Just constantly hemorrhage money and look like shit? We need to right the ship now. And the Mustang is not going to do it because you saw that the Mustang is going to be untunable. Now, people are going to go, oh, wait, Alex, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I think what's going to happen is the people that got the blue check mark from Ford to be able to tune the car are going to save it. No, it's not. No, it's not. When I worked at VMP, most of the customers that were VMP tuning customers were Roush customers. That's right. Every dumb motherfucker goes, I want the warranty with my supercharged car. And then you get walked by a naturally aspirated car with cams and a CJ. And you go, wait a minute. My supercharged $70,000 Roush RS3 with all the bells and whistles got walked by an NA CJ manual car. Fuck that. I fuck the warranty. I want all the sauce. So they go to VMP, they get a cold air, they get an injector upgrade, and they get an aftermarket tune. Boom, they're back. They're running 10s on pump gas, making 650 plus rear wheel horsepower. Then the bug hits. Then they want a fuel system, E85, pulley to death. They blow up their 6R80, blow up their MT82, get a bent caliber or a power by the hour built trans, and down the rabbit hole you go. And that's just how it is. The people that are waiting for the Whipple tune, you are going to be so bored with that fucking tune. Like, within 2 seconds, you're going to go, wow, this feels great. Next watt hit, wow, this feels okay. Next watt hit, I got walked by a 10-speed NA car. Yep. Welcome to the future, the untunable Mustang. That Mustang is going to be such a dud. And Ford, you're not making them yet, right? You're not making them yet. Open up the computer. Maybe we have to plug into the actual computer itself and bypass the OBD2 shit. Whatever needs to happen, you have to allow the aftermarket to tune that car. I'm sorry. That's just how it's going to have to be. Your stock is absolutely plummeting. You are hemorrhaging money. You are not making big waves. You will not be Tesla with this proposal of paying for EV with profits of gas sales. How can you profit gas sales when you ain't selling shit, son? So yeah, it's got cool colors. Oh man, look at the colors on the Mustang, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to pay $70,000 for a dark horse. You're not going to pay $70,000 for a dark horse. You're going to pay $50,000 for a base GT. That's the majority of you motherfuckers. Do you think on the tuning system I see most people have the most highly optioned Mustang, or do they have the lightest, cheapest Mustang? Lightest, cheapest Mustang. So what's going to happen for the people that want a badass tune setup or a badass Mustang? Forget latest and greatest. Forget Whipple, forget Roush, forget liver noise, and forget the Ford Performance tune. It's going to suck, and you're going to get walked by a Gen 2. Hell, you're going to get walked by a Gen 1. You're going to be quaking in your boots at a stoplight because a CJ cammed Gen 1 is next to you with race stars, out of all things. And you're going to go, oh, I don't think I got that car. No, you don't. Because you bought the latest and greatest untunable over-the-air update piece of shit. So what's Ford doing to fix this and remedy the issue? Nothing. They're making their ball washers pump up their bullshit. Oh, hey guys, start saying how awesome it is. Start talking about the dual Samsung tablets on the dash. Start talking about the exhaust tone. Start talking about the fact that you can rev it on the key. Oh my God. Oh, nobody cares. The Mustang owner does not buy the car so they cannot tune it. I would say 75% of the people that go to the dealership and buy a Mustang envision it the way they want it to be. Envision it the way they want to look. I want these wheels. I want this exhaust system. I want a tune from my favorite tune company, whoever that is. And I want a Paxton, ESS, Vortec, Whipple, but I want E85 or I am planning to be the fastest S650 on the planet. No. You can't do it unless you go through another method. It might be something that you have to plug into the computer like the old Challengers used to do. Remember the Challengers and Chargers, the Hellcat stuff, the Scat Pack stuff? You couldn't tune it. You'd have to take your computer, send it to Diablo, and then they'd unlock it or send you an unlock one, whatever they needed to do, and then you were able to tune it with their Intune or whatever the hell device. That's how it was, which looked like a little iPhone, which is whack as shit, right? But that's what it was. So maybe that's what the Mustang is going to be. I don't know. But I am imploring Ford, if you want decent sales on the Mustang, look, people are going to buy the Mustang. I have no doubt people are going to buy the Mustang. But they're going to get beat by everything pre-2023. Everything pre-2023 is going to gap the brand new Mustang because you can mod it. Plain and simple. So Ford, you're in trouble. Right the ship. Everything you're doing is wrong, and I am blown away that this guy
Take that, Elon Musk.
still has a job when it's down 46% in 1 year. Oh, supply chain crisis. Chevy's down, or GM is down almost 30%, 28, 29%. But you're down 46. And you introduce the Lightning, the Mach-E, and the new Mustang, and no one cares. Like, everything you're doing is wrong. And I'm not happy about that. I was a Ford guy, but I told you guys a long time ago, I quit Ford. Anything new that they're pumping out has no buzz, no nothing. Dud city. And the ball washers would make you think that they're the most revolutionary company since Tesla. Suck that dick. Bullshit. Okay, let's also talk about the trolls being out. So in one of the chats the other day, I said that when we're racing and the knock sensors get stupid, I shut them off or desensitize the shit out of them. And in the same breath, I said, if you have a blower, because someone asked about a Whipple, a positive displacement supercharger setting off the knock sensors. That was what I was answering. I said, well, if we're racing, I shut them off or desensitize them. Why? Why? Because the knock sensors from the factory are tuned to a certain frequency. When I went to Roush, they altered the knock sensor settings. Why? Because they put a Roush TVS 2300 on top of the fucking motor. Stupid ass motherfucker. So how did they tune the knock sensors on Roush supercharged vehicles? They stuck a copper tube near the piston on the outside, and they listened with their ears on the inside of the car and changed the frequency that the knock sensors would pull timing in. Why? Because the knock sensors don't know that there's a blower on top. The knock sensors have no idea there's a blower on top. The knock sensors from the factory is just picking up a certain frequency. Shove a blower on top, spin that rotor pack 11, 12, 13, 15,000 RPMs on top of the motor, they might complain. So in a race setup, and you have a 20% lower and a 2.7 upper or 2.6 upper Whipple, or a 20% and a 69 millimeter upper, don't you think that blower is going to make some crazy ass resonance and buzz like a motherfucker? Oh yeah. So do I just tell I see the knock sensors going, oh, they're hitting. They're taking 5 degrees away. That's the stock setting though. I'll leave it alone, right? No. You account for the resonance that the knock sensors are picking up via the blower. And how do you do that? If you're running ethanol, and only if you're running ethanol or a race ethanol like ethanol 1R, I say pull the plugs. Make a hit on the dyno, pull the plugs. Show me the spark plugs. Show me the white part to see if it's even noticeable. And then I'll see the timing on the strap and I'm going to go, bro, there's no detonation on this bitch. Now on pump gas, them bitches stay lit. I'm sorry. I tell you, 10 PSI is the most I'm willing to go on the knock sensors, on the pump gas, because the knock sensors are going to complain. And I don't really want to alter that because you don't have enough octane. Now, if you were to say, Alex, I don't care, shut them off, I'm going to say, sign this disclaimer and show me the spark plug after a pull on pump gas. And if I see signs of detonation, and if I see signs that it's running the right timing, and I'm going to say, bro, you need better octane. But on ethanol or ethanol 1R and you have a blower on the bitch, I have to desensitize them or straight shut them off because it'll pull back all the timing because they're tuned to a certain frequency. Plain and simple. I don't know how people don't get that, but they try to troll and do dumb shit. So let's also talk about the Cortex boost by gear stuff because this is all rehashing shit that we talked on the last couple of shows. I said that the computer has no way of knowing what gear you're in, and I'm still right about that. So someone said, well, what if you tie the Cortex boost controller to OSS? I go, okay, fine. What happens when you spin? Because if you tie a boost controller to mile per hour based on the output shaft speed, and you raise boost by mile an hour because you don't know what gear the trans is in. You have no idea. The Cortex doesn't know what gear you're in if they're wired to output shaft speed. So let's say you launch the car and right around here, you're commanding 5 pounds of boost and maybe a couple more 100 RPMs, you command all the boost and the car spins out of the hole. Whoom! All the fucking boost because you're commanding it by OSS. How many times have you seen a guy pedal it, a turbo car pedal it, and they don't have it set up properly because technically it should reset. But let's say they have it set up by mile an hour and they go, what? And when they step back into it, there's your 40 PSI. Oh, spin, and the spin is a 40 PSI spin. You let off, you stab it again, there's your 40 PSI again because your OSS is still high. I had people telling me I was not correct. They weren't arguing. They were actually being very nice. They were actually out there telling me, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I'm like, I'm not wrong. Admiral Peck, you lost all rights to anything based on your previous comments. You lost all rights to say anything technical about anything ever based on the last couple of episodes, comments. Dude, you said some of the straight dumbest shit, talking shit about TIG vision. I've seen some of their welds. Shush. I've been part of a top fuel team. Shush. You can't say a goddamn thing. Late, my OnlyFans payment. Thank you, Matt211GT. The clown on Instagram literally admitted to tagging you for clout. That's okay. They do anything for clout. It's all good. But I had to correct them. I'm like, no. You're not going to get away with that. And then there's people tagging me with 13 guys that have a little fuzz on their thing saying, oh yeah, lunch sucks. And you know why? Because I've had both companies tuned and the other company's better. You got a JLT pump gas car, dude. You have a JLT pump gas car. And the other mods are canards, valances, wings, and Alteza style tail lamps. Shut the fuck up about tunes. You got a JLT pump gas car. Fucking clown. Shut up. Jesus Christ. These kids, these prepubescent kids are out there saying, oh yeah, lunch sucks. Why do you say that? Because my stock cold air pump gas car on 91 octane doesn't perform that well. Boy, shut up. I know the Cortex you can purchase, you can CAN bus, the adapter ties into the front wheel speed sensor. So what if you do a wheelie? What if you do a wheelie? Hey, the wheels aren't moving. No boost. A lot of people set it up by time. Now, this is the problem. That's why I hate turbos. If you gave a supercharger the same treatment, attention, and aftermarket torque management and boost management you do to turbos, it would be just as quick. But they don't. People don't. People just go, fuck it, twin turbos, all the boost, and hopefully it hooks. So the car either goes perfectly straight and runs a stupid pass, or it spins, or it does a giant bumper dragging wheelie and it breaks everything. There is no consistency depending on the boost setup. You almost have to make sure that bitch is planted for everything to work properly, or be really, really soft out of the hole and then pour it in out the back, or have such a badass suspension that you can ramp it in really hard the first 1,000 feet, then taper off the last 300 or so. Look, I'm a big proponent of superchargers. Turbos are fine. When it comes to what I've seen, what I've dealt with, what I live with every day, you can't beat a supercharger in my opinion. And 90% of you don't even make enough power to warrant a turbo. Why not rear? What if you spin? What if you spin? More boost, right? Carson Zimmerman? What if you spin and you have boost by OSS? Now, Motec might know what gear you're in. And Motec can go, first gear will cap you at 10 PSI. Second gear will cap you at 15 PSI. Third, fourth, and fifth, all the boost. That you can do. Alex, don't forget stupid Instagram decal on the rear quarter window. If you have your Instagram on your anywhere on your car, you're already automatically a fucking clown. I repeat, if you have your Instagram handle, name, username, whatever the hell you call it, on your car, you're already a fucking clown. And now the kids are gonna go, oh yeah, I'm a clown. Alex said I'm a clown. Fuck him. Fuck you. Stupid ass motherfuckers. Cut that. Use it. Alex, which company would you go for? Built Motor, RPG, or FFRE? Whichever ones you think you're more comfortable with. Honestly, both are reputable companies. 360 people watching. Give the man a like. You said not me. Boost by GPS. A lot of people do boost by time, and that's fine. I just don't care anymore. I really don't care about turbos. Look, I know there's guys out there that are going, he doesn't like turbos because he doesn't give a fuck about turbos and he doesn't know shit. I get it. If you're such a fucking badass, why don't you do it with a supercharger? If you're such a fucking badass, if you're a badass and you criticize me, do it with a big fucking root style blower because it's torque management, power management. Well, no, I'm more comfortable with turbos. Oh, gotcha. I have my girls on OnlyFans in the quarter now. Got it. Or the locally hated stickers. We need a short of that. Say it louder for those in the back. IG handles is self-snitching. I'm using Alex as a meme. I'm telling you, there's gonna guys that would be like, they're gonna use the sound. They're gonna go, if you put your Instagram handle on your car, you a bitch. Bitch, I'm a bitch. Clout. I'm a bitch. I suck dick. I'm a bitch. Clout. They don't care. They literally don't care if they're bitches as long as people watch their reel or their post. I always get funny looks by saying I want a V7. It's either Whipple or Turbo and everything else is junk. Guys, a V7 is... Did you see what happened with ESS and their G3X? You see what happened with ESS and their G3X? It's become the centrifugal blower to go to if you're a 10 or 80 car. If you're a roll guy because tracks are closing and if you do street shit in Mexico and you want to get after it, you can go fours with E85, 100 millimeter pulley, and a 10 or 80 car with a stock trans and shifting at about 7,800 RPMs. Leash boost by gear uses a clutch switch. Okay, so let me ask you, what happens when you spin? Dr. Moore? What happens when you spin in second gear? Does boost go up? What if you miss a gear? Is that neutral rev a 20 PSI neutral rev? Stop it. Alex, is there a new revision for the 2020 GT500 DCT? No, not that I know of. Alex, post more content about the white car. Okay. Not like I need to have a job or anything. Like actually do stuff with my life. I'm going to post content of what I want you guys to see. Everything will be in its place. You know what's happening now? I'm literally planning a vacation to work on the cars. Like my vacations aren't going to the beach or I spend those 5 days on this channel trying to get content, trying to make money for this channel. It's sad, but one day it'll all work out because I don't think tuning is going to be around forever. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think tuning is going to be around for a long time, long enough. Like I wouldn't buy a house personally if I had to rely on just tuning. No way. But the 2 local tuners before Lund, learn my lesson. I'll never go back. Alex, just touching base with you again about the Mustang from Australia. Stuttering when cruising. Tune was off. We went back to OEM 17 tuner on 18 manifold and 18 intake, and it ran better. Okay. What did I tell you? So your 18 manifold that doesn't have IMRCs working properly is running better than a tuned. Okay. What do you want me to do? Like a lot of people, that's the problem with a lot of people. They go, well, I'm going to go back to the stock tune. You have LU47s and a JLT 120. Oh no, it's the tune because it ran better. Guys, it's probably 30% lean. Yeah, no, but it ran better, so we know it's the tune. I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't even argue anymore. I go, cool, run the stock tune. Run it. Go ahead, run the stock tune. I'm done arguing with people. Alex, I put the stock tune back in it. You have ID 1300s. Yep, but it ran much better, so we know it's the tune. Got it. You got it, brother. Alex, when are we going to find out more about the mystery car? Well, transporting issues were coming up, so I'm supposedly getting it tomorrow. We'll see. Just stay tuned, guys. Fucking relax. There's no rush. Have you upgraded the headlights on the Vet yet? No. What do you mean upgraded? You mean put C7 Raxium lights on the on the ZR1? Fuck no, I'd never do that. They can't be produced. A day at the beach with Theo Alex vlog. No, thank you. What are your reasons that you think turbo is way more under the hood maintenance than a blower? If around 800, 900 wheel on an Aldo, come on, stop it. How many more things are under the hood on a turbo kit than a blower? How many more things do you have under the hood or under the car with a turbo kit? So let's say you have a bottom mount turbo kit. You got a scavenge pump, right? You got to run reducers on the oil lines. You got turbo headers going forward, an intercooler in the front of the car with a bunch of pipes, then pipes running back towards the car, basically turbos underneath, and then charge pipes going forward around. There's a lot more stuff either going on top or under the car with a turbo kit, period, than a blower car. I mean, that's pretty self-evident. I'm here. Can you start over? Staycation, taking time from work to make money elsewhere. That's what I do every single time. I've never taken a vacation while I worked at Lund. I've never gone somewhere. I've always worked on the channel every time I'm out. And I'm entitled to 3 or 4 vacations a year. I only take the mandatory one around Christmas, and I never take the other ones. I either let them roll over or let them disappear. Where the fuck am I going? I live where people vacation. Stock headlights are the best on a C6. That's what I think, but a lot of people put the C7 repops on there, and I just don't think it looks good. My wife divorced me and took the kids. Got to be the tune, right? Alex, do you think Lund will ever go back to SCT software? I don't think so. I think that whole situation was so weird because, and again, I can't get into it too much because I know too much. And if you start popping off, people listen. I would say no, regardless of the relationships, the people there. And I don't think SCT has like GT500 indexed properly. I don't think there's a lot of stuff that they don't support. And I don't think Lund Racing is... I don't know. You'd have to ask Lund Racing officially, but I don't think they have plans on ever revisiting the SET thing. Let me see. Boost League Central. I don't know. I don't think so. We lose it if we don't take our vacation. I lose it too. I've lost 5 weeks of vacation in the last 2 years. Because what am I going to do? Just be gone for that time? I'd love to, but I'd be fucking over the guys. I'd be fucking over Dakota, John, and Brandon. So I just don't take it. And I've come to the realization that I can't take it. I can't take vacation. We are too busy. I can't just dip out for a month, a year, 4 weeks, and not fuck somebody over. Now, everyone else takes their vacation. I don't. Because I feel a responsibility to have their back. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just a different dude. I think the reason people go turbo over is power. They're just more efficient and don't lose horsepower since they're not being driven by the crank. Yeah, okay. Can you make 1100 on a turbo? Can you make 1100 on a Whipple supercharger or a TVS? Yes. So tell me where that argument comes into play. I'm forced to take time off. What would be the potential of the X650, specifically the Dark Horse, if the aftermarket tuning was a thing? I think it's just furthering that vehicle's platform quicker. Like if Ford said, no, you guys got access, and a computer fell off a truck somewhere or fell off a pallet somewhere, and it was able to be indexed, that would be great for not just Ford, but for the whole aftermarket. And not just Lund, everybody would have it. I'm not looking out for just Lund. I'm saying the whole industry would support that Mustang 100%. But if there's over-the-air updates and you got to flash it by sticking 15 things in holes and up your butt, then all of a sudden, it's less likely to be supported. There are people right now that don't support certain injectors. Like there are tuners out there that don't support FIC. They just don't. So that right there, they're limiting how many cars they can tune because the customer is going to say, well, I'm not going to buy a whole new set of injectors just to get tuned by you. I got 3 other tuners that'll support FIC and they work. And then the tuner's like, well, too bad. I'm not willing to tune it because I don't want the car to drive like shit. Okay, no problem. So now Ford is basically doing that with the S650. Ford is saying, all y'all are going to have trouble with this because you can't even index it. You can't even get into the binary. You can't even get into the actual C file, A2L, nothing. And you're going to go, okay, then we won't support it. We'll go back to supporting 22 and under Mustangs. And who loses there? Everybody loses. Ford and the aftermarket loses. Like, who is going to buy a 2023 S650 and put just suspension, wheels, tires, and some aesthetics and leave the power stock? Nobody. I used to be a no vacation guy too. Ended up getting burned out at 2 jobs from it. It should have stayed at. Take time. The work will still be there when you get back. No, you don't get it, JR10. You don't get this industry. You don't get this industry. If I take time off and this channel flourishes, what's up, little man? If I take time off and this channel flourishes, that's bad overall. Overall, that's bad. Because if I take 4 weeks off and I just do this and I double my income, I probably won't go back to the first job. And those guys will be screwed over for that time that I'm off. Because I got some real dumb motherfuckers on my shit. No offense. Alex, it's just old school mentality. If you have to work, you do the work. Plain and simple. Yeah, that's how I do it. I work. I was built to work. My job is to work and do nothing else. I live to work. I don't work to live. I want to work. I want to feel useful. I want to make as much money as possible in the shortest time frame as possible. And that's why I have this side hustle. The cars are basically work. And my main job, 8+ hours a day, is work. So I know how you feel, Alex. I have a 253 vacation hours now. My boss is telling me to take off. But what? I have too much work to do. Imagine Ford taking the tune back to stock with an over-the-air update every time you tune the car. I get like 26 days a year and I have to use it or lose it. I end up taking Mondays off for a few months and then at the end of the year. So I don't screw over the guys all at once. Now, if I'm taking time off, I'm taking weeks off at a time. And I am turning all social media off when it comes to work. Like, you do not contact me about work. When I'm off work and someone hits me up about work, I ignore it. Sorry. I'm on vacation. Deal with it. Sorry. I'm on vacation. I'm gone. My shit's off. Why don't Ford collaborate with Lund Tunes? It's a stupid question. I don't know. So there was attempts, and again, I have to kind of tiptoe around this because I know too much. And, you got to kind of tiptoe around stuff. Because a lot of people think that what I'm saying is like official Lund thought process. And no, it's not. It's 100% me. So I think Ford likes to get their butthole kissed. Like a lot. Like, guys, look, it's real simple. Go see who has the most active and access to Ford. Go look at all the social media, all the companies that have 100% access to Ford. And go look at how many times they've said anything negative about Ford. We say the 10R80 sucks. You guys think it's top dog, but you guys are making 460 real horsepower. We're talking about 7, 8, 9, 1,000 horsepower. That's the world we live in. So, okay, this 10R80 sucks. Ford probably's like, fuck you. Why? Hey, man, why are they talking shit about the 10R80? Don't they know we're Ford? We're not going to give them access. They're not kissing the ring. They're not sucking this dick. So we're just going to leave them be. We're not going to give them access to nothing. We're not going to invite them in. We're not going to give them the kiss. We're not going to give them the keys to the castle because they're not sucking the dick the right way. That's what I suspect that how Ford acts when it comes to access. There is only one aftermarket Ford tuner that has the volume we do. It's only us. We're probably 2-1 over anybody else. It's probably us and the next person down are probably half our shit. Half. So Ford doesn't care. Ford probably doesn't care. We don't care that you tune that many Fords. Guys, Ford is so in tune with the aftermarket and tuning that they introduced you a iron block Coyote. Ford is so in tune with the aftermarket that they're trying to get you jazzed up out of a 7.3 liter truck motor that you have to put $50,000 to put into than an equally equipped Coyote at 2.3 less liters. They want you to get excited over that. And they look at you like you're weird if you don't get excited over that. Why aren't you guys excited over the 7.3? Because the 5 liter properly built is lighter and makes more power. And stock for stock, You could make 1,000 rear wheel horsepower with a bone stock Gen 2, Gen 3 Coyote than you could a bone stock Godzilla. You're a cam heads and a valve train away from making 800, 900, 1,000 behind the balls horsepower, not rear wheel. You got to open it up to do anything. So why would a tuner or a tuning company get excited over a motor that is 2.5 liters in more displacement in cubic inches, and you have to open up to do anything to make decent power? We're not going to be excited over that. Hell, if you were to look at me, if I was a hot rodder and I'm looking at platforms and I'm like, man, I got a blank slate. I want to make 1,000 wheel. I want the motor to be compact. I want the motor to be light, high revving, twin turbo, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm going to look at a Coyote, an LS, or a Godzilla. Godzilla would be number 3. And number 1, number 2, depending on your budget. If you want to spend least amount of money for the engine, it's going to be the LS probably. But if you want to make 1,000 horsepower without touching the motor, or let's say 800, 900 without touching the motor, I'm saying no heads, no cam work, no nothing, just fuel and boost, the Coyote. So when you show a deficiency in enthusiasm to their modern motor lineup, they're not going to look at you and go, we want to work with you. Yeah, you don't want to work with people that make your product look good. You think, Ford, do you think people like Brett LaSala, people like us, people like Jim Brom, people that run Coyote stuff, Joel Steele, his guys with the what's his name, Bart Tobner's old car, all those people that take that motherfucking platform to the edge, you don't think they're working in your favor? They're using your shit and making it better and promoting the product. So if you're a layman and you want to get into hot rodding and you don't know whether to get a Camaro, a Hellcat or Trackhawk, or a Mustang, and you go to a Florida 2K and you see these Mustangs all running 7s or 8s at full weight with a little 5-liter Coyote, little relative in terms of cubic inch, you'd be stupid not to consider it. So should Ford be thanking us? Absolutely. Should we be kissing Ford's ass? Fuck no. Sorry. I can tell you why Ford sells more 7.3 equipped vehicles than 5-liter. Think HD fleets. I said that a long time ago. Yeah, you're not saying anything new. The hype train behind the 10R80 is there. If I were new to cars, I would listen to the heaps of noobs saying the 6R is bad. Right. If you're a layman and you don't know exactly what's going on, you would think 10R80 is King Daddy. You would think 10R80 is King Daddy. And it's a fucking dud. Hey, Alex, any updates on the white car? Here we go again with these people. Thoughts on Nitrous 2022? Don't care. Trash. I like no hands personally. They're going to realize when sales go down on the S650. I think the initial Mustang is going to sell well because it's a different body style. But then the competition got rid of their V8s. The Camaro is not going to be made anymore, and neither is the Challenger and Charger. But what stopped them from making big power? Not sales, because I already proved that the Challenger and the Charger outsold the Mustang 2-1. 2-1. It wasn't even close in the last 3 to 4 years. It wasn't even a competition. So did Ford beat them or did government beat them? Government beat them. Government was like, too big of a motor, miles per gallon, and CAFE standards and emissions. Nope, you're done. Ford was the only one that said, well, actually, we can still make a V8 because it's small enough, compact enough, fuel efficient enough. I guess we're in. They didn't do it because they had a better product that was selling better. They're basically the one that just happened to fit the government's mandates better than the other two. Last time the competition went away, we were given the 3-valve. Ford got excited about Iron Coyote because of the LQ Junkyard LS stuff. They didn't take into account you get a whole motor when you pick... I'm not saying they can't make the same power, but a turbo makes more horsepower per pound. Oh my God, here we go with your bullshit. Okay. If you're a street guy and you're under 1,000, you'd be really stupid to go turbo. When you could do it with any blower out there. Any blower can make 1,000. But the only reason you want turbos is to make whooshing and cha-chow sounds. That's it. Well, I like it because it makes 1 more pound of boost versus da-da-da-da-da. So you're telling me it takes 80 horsepower to pull the blower, but it gives you 250 back. And that's a bad thing. Stop it. What I'm saying is this, and listen closely. If you were to give the same exact level of treatment to a big supercharger in a race format, then your twin turbo or single turbo car, you'd run similar numbers. Converter sizing, torque management, power application, even if you want to wastegate some of the boost on, let's say, a big crank mounted pro charger and ramp it in later, that can be done with a blower too. The new Mustang is going to be so regular traffic, you'll be able to do is swap wheels, lights, and 2 Ford approved power adders. You're going to lose the Mustang in the parking lot when it looks just like the Honda Accord. Have you seen these new Honda Accords? It's like a GTR variant or some shit like that. Have you seen these new Honda Accords? And you're like, that's a pretty good looking car. So let's say you're at, I don't know, Walmart. And you happen to buy, if they do offer it, a deep impact blue Mustang. And you're like, oh, deep impact blue Mustang. So you're going to look for deep impact blue or some kind of light blue option. And you're just kind of glancing around really quickly, just kind of looking around the parking lot, not really paying that much attention. And, you just quickly glance over and see that. Okay, oh, what was that? Oh, is that my car? No, that's a Honda Accord. Oh, let me look at it again. Oh my God, let me look at the front end real quick. Oh, let me see. Is that my car? Oh, wait, well, I don't know. Is that my car? Aside from the big H, you'd go, no, it's not. It looks nothing like it, Alex. Okay, whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say, buddy. I believe this new Mustang will be its death. A nice new 2022 is $60K. What's a 24 going to be? 70 plus. Imagine a performance package, digital dash, triple laptop on the dash, GT premium, $70,000. There's a reason the fastest 3,000 horsepower street outlaw guys are running crank-driven pro chargers and not turbos anymore. I hate to bring up that example because then I'd become Admiral Peck. I'd become full retard. But when pro mods on NHRA started allowing centrifugal superchargers, everybody complained. Everybody complained. What? What do you mean? This is bullshit. You got to give them a weight penalty. Well, why would they do that if it's a blower? Blowers suck. Blowers don't make the same as horsepower as turbos. What's the big deal? Let them get after it. Ford out there pricing their cars like video games with a few extra zeros. Man, those Honda spec look nice and the interior looks good as well. Don't forget the performance package. If they're doing this for a new GT, just wait till the GT500. See, that's the other thing. Did you hear that the GT500 is discontinued? Especially the 5.2? Romeo plant shutting down. There was a post about a guy who built his last GT500 motor. So the GT500 more than likely won't be a 5.2 anymore. I got to find the post by one of the guys here. Oh, look at that CJ. Bill of Pro Shops is selling a CJ spec'd out race red Mustang. Boy, that looks good. That looks really good. I'll put that up in a little bit. So let me see if I can find the post where Junior put up on our, we have an internal chat system and I'm trying to pull it up, where a gentleman who worked at the Romeo plant where they make the motors is slated to be shut down. And he posted, by the way, this is the last motor I'm building. So if I could pull up that article, here it is. Boy, I found it. Awesome. It's a Team Shelby post. Brian Klepak. Today I assembled my last GT500 engine. As we all know, the Romeo engine is closing soon. It was a great job, and I'm very proud of the engines that I had the opportunity to assemble. I work with many great team members on the niche line. They will all be missed as it comes to an end. Would like to wish all the niche line members good luck with their new adventures in their lives. Thank you to all. Brian Klepak, Nishline, Engine Builder, Edit. Thank you to everyone for the kind words in the comments. It's definitely the end of an era. I cannot respond to everyone. So in October 12th, this gentleman built his last Predator engine. So the Predator engine is done. So that means 2022 might be the last year of the 5.2 Predator. So what does that mean? What does that mean for everyone else? That means that if they come out with the GT500, it won't be that motor. It might be a variant of that motor. It might be a different version of a Coyote. Let's say a Coyote with a different crank, or maybe a watered down version like they have in the truck. But if that gentleman's post is accurate, 2022 is the end for GT500. So tell me, what do you think they're going to do in 2024, 2026 GT500? They might be able to stuff a Boss badge on something and put a really nice Coyote in it, like a 5.4. Did you guys hear about the spec'd out 5.4 in Australia? Or will the new Coyote have twin turbos? By the way, I received photos of the ZR1's manifolds with turbos casted onto them. I can't show you it though. What's today? October 14th, 2022. I have photos of the manifolds for the ZR1 with the turbo housing casted right onto the bitch. Can't show you. But I got them. Now, is that going to actually... Yes, C8 ZR1. Is that going to be actually making it into the ZR1? Guys, the turbos look massive. Guys, I showed someone, I can't make it public, but I showed the Lunds and I went, casted right onto the manifold. I have the photos. I can't show you. Thank you to the person who sent them to me, because verifiable, legit. And I've shown you that I get information way ahead of time. I showed you with the dual cold air bullshit. I showed you with the 5.2 Predator bullshit. I had pictures of the 5.2 Predator and the DCT 3 years before it came out, or 2 years before it came out. But I couldn't show you. And I could date the shit. I'm telling you. Imagine if it is 2026, 2025, and there's a GT500 for $100,000 with a twin turbo Coyote or a twin turbo ZR1. Over. I'm trying to get my money up. I told you I was done with Ford. I'm not buying anything Ford new, even if it has twin turbos on it. Fuck that shit. Why? So I can't tune it? Now, I might not be able to tune the Corvette, but I bet you that bitch is going to be a little faster than the GT500 that is going to be competing against it. Guys, it's so dumb. Guys, I wish I could show you the manner. It looks so fucking legit. It looks absolutely legit. Big turbos. Not some little pieces of shit that you'd... Big turbos. I'm like, oh my God, this thing might make 900. I mean, the NAZ06 is 6 something. 650, 660, 670, whatever. So the ZR1 is probably going to be 8 or 900. Oh my God. Nail in the coffin is exactly ZR1. Easy. And before people go, well, it's not competing with the GT500. Guys, the GT500, the current GT500 is a Gen 2 $100,000 GT500. The current GT500 2022, which will probably be the last year of GT500 of the S550 platform, is a $100,000 Gen 2. And y'all motherfuckers buy it. Big turbos. And when it comes out, I'll show you the date and I'll show you the manifolds. When the ZR1 is, and I'll ask the guy, I go, hey man, you got to let me know when I can show these, because I don't want to wait one more second than I have to to show these pictures. Bro, it's so dumb. I've yet to see a C701 lose to the rest of the competition. I haven't seen a C701 get beat by a GT500. Now, Street Speed had one on and supposedly beat whatever. I was like, okay, cool. I still haven't seen a legit hooked up Z01 get beat by a GT500. I wonder if the Z01 turbos are variable geometry. No idea. We talking 60 or 80? I'm thinking somewhere in between. Matthew LeBlanc, big. Pretty goddamn big. Z01 MSRP 200K and it'll be 280 to get one. Z01 is going to be over $200,000. I'm buying a box Chevy and a Z01. This is a culture change. Become a member so Uncle Galax can get one Z06 engine or LT. That I don't know. All I saw was the casting and the turbo cast into the manifold. Guys, it's a manifold. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the turbo is right underneath it. It's like, whoop. It's like exhaust right into the motherfucking turbo. And I'm like, oh my God, what's this going to sound like? Street Speed 01 is legit. It is. Hey, Alex, I think Ford really screwed up by putting the EcoBoost in the Ford GT. If you think about it, it would have been a Turbo Coyote, Turbo 5.2 Voodoo, and there's some next level shit. Look, I think Ford wants to, I think they want you to, look, the Ford GT with the 5.4 in it. Remember the 5.4 Ford GT? Badass. Just a badass motherfucker. People started putting twin turbos in that bitch. Started making 1,000 wheel. Dumb shit. Stock bottom men. Getting it. And then Ford probably didn't even bat an eye. They went, oh, what big deal. The next one will have a V6 twin turbo and it'll drop really fast and have great aero. No one cares. I see a Ford GT at Cars and Coffee. I don't care. You know why? It has an EcoBoost V6 and I don't care. I literally don't care. I see a Factory 5 Cobra with a Coyote or a 427 Ford. I care. I don't care if it has a twin turbo EcoBoost V6. I don't care. I was reading different articles and it was saying new LT, but just reading a bunch of dumb articles. TS01's going to be under 200 and I put my money on that. Yeah, because he knows so much. VGC turbos have large AR housings. I'd still rather have a Z01 for $200,000 than a Ford GT for $400,000. You're not wrong, brother. Take that, Elon Musk is right. Where else would the turbo be? It could be downstream a little bit. You know what I mean? It could be downstream a little bit. Like it wasn't even like they moved it further down or for packaging. It was like, here it is. Fuck you. It's like, there's like no room. Might as well just weld that bitch to the fucking primaries. Like weld it to the fucking head. Draw the motherfucker. I can't draw the motherfucker. That'd be hilarious. The Plaid is king of the hill. He's right about that. The Plaid is king of the hill. Didn't know Ford GT SPE could take 1,000. Didn't know the Ford GT stock bottom end could take 1,000 wheel easily. People were doing compound boost on those cars or just taking the blower right off and putting turbos in it. Stock motor. They didn't remove the fucking heads. Fuel boost over 1,000. Dumb. Hi, at what horsepower range do you recommend oil pump gears? If you're going to slam it off the limiter or big boy boost where you're putting a lot of tension on the crank. I've only said that a billion times. Factory 5 makes you pay for the time off shop rate after 10 days. My full spec Z06 will be 180, so Z01 is going to start at 200. I feel the same about vets. I'll walk past those, look at a Fox, they do nothing for me. A ZR1 does something for me. That's the only reason I got it. A ZR1 does something for me because I know their potential. They are stock bottom end cars that can take 1,000 plus and run deep nines stick if configured properly. Imagine a turbo C601 with a choppity chop. Cost savings and packaging reasons for the turbos cast into the manifold. No, obviously they're going to be cast very close to the manifolds, but I can't believe how close these are. They're so stupid. So, his dad instead of his cousin now. I don't know what he's talking about. Dropping a like with a beat, you're happy. Those 4GTs ruled top speed records for a while. I still think they do. Carbon fiber C8ZR1. I don't know. I don't care. And Admiral Prek upgrades. Okay, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Won't start at 200. I'd say more like 160, maybe 180 max. Who knows what it's going to be, but this episode was mostly talking about how badly Ford is doing in the stock market, how the buzz is dead, how they better get their head out of their ass and allow the S650 to be tuned. And if they don't, it is to their own detriment. You think sales are bad now? Wait until you have an untunable Mustang out on your in the lot. And people say, well, can I tune it? Well, yeah, you got some select. I can't imagine how the salesman has to do a bunch of gymnastics to explain to you that you can't take this to your favorite tuner, whoever that may be, to put a different cold air, an E85 tune, and eventually twin turbos in it, and have it easily tunable via the OBD2 port without the over-the-air updates interrupting. I can't wait for that kind of talk. Now, shops are going to buy it. You're going to have all the clout-chasing shops be the first one in the tens because you're going to shove a 100 shot on it with race gas. Others are going to drag you 60 to 130 records, and you're going to have people jumping through hoops to get the clout to try to be the first of something, just like they did with the C8Z06. But the dust will settle. You and me, the layman, the bulk of the people that buy this car are going to have a good talk with a lot of people and say, I want to make 800 and this thing won't do it. But a 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, all the way down to first gen Coyote can do it. So I'd rather get one of those. So hold on to your old Coyotes. Price is going to go up because yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. He's certified.
Certified. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Wanted to give you 1 hour of YDBT daily. I'm going to go out there and take the blower off of the Corvette. I got the lid off. Damn, that was a bitch. I'm videoing that, so I'm going to grab the GoPro, stick it on the hood, get to work, take the blower off, take the snout off, send it to Greg Kong over in Pennsylvania, machine the snout, put the hub on, get it back, put it back in, have 4 more PSI, bring it to the dyno, get some race gas in it, and get you guys numbers. I didn't get you numbers stock, but we all know why they make stock. Look, 530 to the wheel, something like that. It loses about 100 horse, 15% drivetrain loss. It loses about 80 to 100 wheel. So let's call it 540 wheel. That's what ZR1s make. So we'll see what we can gain, if anything, above that with just a pulley upgrade and pump gas still. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good rest of your weekend. I'll be on Sunday morning for Peasant Chat. We'll talk some shit with the peasants. If anything pops up, we'll just talk about it there. But it's mostly a place where poor people that don't have to pay can get their questions answered. Have a good rest of your Friday and Saturday. I'll see you guys Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. Have a good one, guys. See you later. Bye.